All right, there we go. We're back and running. All right. Yay. Okay. So there's what I was saying is there's a lot of ways to reach out to us. So whether it's in here where you can type in a message and ask questions, or customer service, you can call customer service. You can even on Facebook, you can direct message them. We even have our new Facebook page, Luminess Live, that there is an artist on there from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Yay! Oh, good, Terry. That's so awesome. Oh, I love that. Yay! Terry on Facebook just wrote, it's her first time catching us live, but she's been watching since March and learning so much. And that makes me so excited because a lot of people get frustrated and because they didn't do it right the first time, and I'm like, guys, take a breather. Like, we do have to retrain our brains into thinking luminous, into thinking airbrushing versus traditional makeup. We know this is different, but how it goes on is also different than how traditional makeup goes on. And so you weren't an expert the very first time you used traditional makeup, so you're not going to be an expert the very first time you get airbrush. So that's why I really wanted to go over details on how to get started. And it's a way for it just to click in our heads how it works. And so I really would like to cover that today. Because we do, Terry said at first, I thought it was 8 drops of everything. And she looked crazy. Woo, girl, with that blush, I bet you did. Yeah, our blush is super high pigmented. Let me show you real quick. This is one of our starter kits. Let me get this one down. Okay, this is our Breeze. This is the latest and greatest. It's chargeable, cordless, all that goodness. And then it comes with 2 bottles of foundation, Love and Blush. Like I said before, Love or Blush is very high pigmented, so you're only going to use 2 drops of blush. Love might not be something you use every single day, but it gives your skin some luminosity. And then we give you 2 bottles of foundation. Now, you may have ordered like some extra product because they'll give you an option to get more product at a better price when you first order. Guys, if you can just listen to one thing, get the foundation down. Okay, get the foundation down. Once you have the foundation down and the art of airbrushing, then everything else is a cakewalk. Okay, so don't get overwhelmed with all the bottles that you have, or don't think that you have to use every single bottle every single day, because you don't. But just step back, take a breather, and do the foundation. And I'm going to show you the way, just kidding, ways to practice. These are the 3 like golden rules for airbrushing. You'll never stop moving the stylus. The stylus is always going around and around, T-zone, under eyes, like I can do up and down, but you're never in one spot. You're never going to just go do, 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 do. Never like that. There's overlap, but you keep it moving, okay? You also want to keep it 4 finger widths away, and then you're going to barely pull down on that trigger. Those are the 3 keys in learning to airbrush. So, yeah, it is live. Brown first, Christina. Hi, Christina. How are you? Why do you put the eyebrows on first? Christina, 1, not walking out of the house without my eyebrows on. But 2, the second thing is, to me, eyebrows frame the face. Okay, so I do put my eyebrows on first because it helps guide me on putting everything else on. The system itself is precise, so it doesn't get into my eyebrows. And even if it did, you could take a little mascara spoolie and just brush through them. But it really does frame my face. Yes, Terry asked a great question. My biggest question is it best to use an oil-free moisturizer? Yes. Use an oil-free moisturizer. Our product, it's water and mineral based. So what happens to oil and water? Separates. So make sure it's oil-free. When you are practicing, the very first thing I want you to do is when you get your breeze and you plug it in, the first time you're going to plug it in for about 4 hours. You want to fully charge that battery, like all the way up, fully charge it. Then only charge once a week. Only once a week. That is it. Okay. So Sundays, pick a day that's going to be your day to charge it. And then you only have to charge it once a week. Good morning, Lori. I already said morning to you, hun. You were my first person on. So only charge once a week. Now, when practicing, the first way I want you to practice is just use the air. When you turn this on, there's air that comes out. And just feel that air, move it around. Notice I'm not doing this. I'm moving it around, and make sure you keep it that 4 finger widths away. That might sound silly, but what ends up happening is you either do this because something's blowing at your face, or you come in too close because we're used to touching our face. So make sure with just the air, make sure you can feel that moving around, okay? Once you get that down, then we're gonna put water in here, right there, and airbrush water on our face. That way it's water, we're not wasting any of the product. It feels good on your face, but water weighs heavier than the makeup. And so just feeling the air or feeling that water is a great sign of how much you're pulling back on that trigger, because we want it very light. So you're barely going to pull down on that trigger and release the makeup or water. When practicing with the water, there's a couple of things that I want you to look at or listen for, I guess, is the first thing is you'll be able to hear it. You'll be able to hear it being released. And then also feeling it. We don't want water running down your face, but your face is going to be wet. Okay? So what this is doing Terry, I'm so glad you said hi. I see like people on and I'm like, people need to say hello. And you can always ask questions, even if it's not something I'm talking about. So if there's any questions that you have, you feel free to ask those at any time. And then also keep in mind, guys, another way I forgot to mention this is the classes. In the link below or in the description, there's a link where you can book one. It's kind of one-on-one classes, but they max out at a certain number. And I do them on Mondays and Wednesdays at noon. Hello, Veronica. And so book one. If you have questions, if you're like, hey, I can't get an answer to this, or I'm having issues, or blah, 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 book a class. Because I go around and I talk to everybody and find out where, like what issues they're having, and we address them. And I'm saying this right now, guys, and I hope somebody is listening that maybe is a little frustrated and thinking about giving up airbrushing. I promise you and guarantee you 100% that I can solve whatever issue you're having. I can solve that for you. We can figure it out, find the solution, and fix that for you. Okay. So 100%, I guarantee that we can make it right and you will be loving airbrush. Okay. Pretty bold guarantee, but I promise if you do what I'm telling you to do, you will understand how to do it. So just like before, when I'm telling you, practice with the air, practice with water, what this is doing is getting you into the habit of how to move this pulling down on this trigger because there's not a lot of difference between this one and this. You'll never pull down all the way, but doing it with water, you're just finding that sweet spot on how to pull back, or the little beep that you pull down, and finding that sweet spot. All of this, it's going to become second nature to you. It doesn't matter what's in my hand. I know where that 4-finger width is away. So it will become muscle memory for you, okay? The next step I want you to do, and we're going over a lot of practicing tips first, is take a paper towel, and with one of your foundations, I want you to put 5 drops of your foundation in your makeup well. And it could be anything, actually. I mean, if you have a bronzer or whatever, you can. All right, so now I used 4 drops of my Breeze, and it lasts me for a while. Yeah, Lori, it's whatever drops you need to get the look that you want. If 4 is what you got, then that's awesome. You don't want to use more than 8, because 8 total is all you'll need. But in the beginning, people might use a little bit more. All right, so I'm taking my paper towel and holding my Breeze 4-finger width away. I'm going to start my movement. Oh, I love that. And then I can hear it when it's being released, and I'm going to spray my paper towel. Now, you may not be able to see it, but there is some that is coming out, and that's how, I have really good lights, but that is how little of the makeup you want to come out. If I see this too hard and too much, okay, you never want it to out that far, okay, or that much. I'm going to blow this out, and I'm going to get started. So those are the things that I want you to practice. That was only practice, okay? So you can practice with the air, practice with the water. Wherever you feel the air is where the makeup is going. That is your air brush. And it blends as we apply it. So you're not going to see demarcation lines, all right? So I'm going to do glow, and I'm going to do it underneath my eyes. Now, this is the color of glow. Okay? Thank you, Christina. That's the color of glow, okay? Terry said, I'm 65 years young, working as a dental hygienist. I gave up on makeup during COVID with all the gear I have to wear. And she loves this stuff. Yeah, it is pretty darn amazing, I have to say. Look, do you see that? No, I sprayed this the wrong way, right? This, I'm spraying the correct way. Uh-oh, am I out of my charge? Okay, hopefully we'll be able to make it. I may have not charged my machine. Okay. See, hey, Andrea, do you see that? You see that it's lightened, but you don't see this. Okay. Now I can tap that out, get rid of him. Oh, I need to charge it. See, this is what happens when you don't do what I say. All right, so now I'm going to shake up. I'm going to do some blush. I am going to do the blush first. Put 2 drops. That's all you want. Then I'm making sure that the blush is the next. I can't see my face. There we go. There we go. And I can come in a little bit more when doing the blush, because I'm only focusing on this area here. The one thing about airbrush, like even if you sprayed pretty hard, chances are, like I can spray pretty hard, and still make it look good. Okay. Airbrushing is forgiving. However, if you're really spraying too hard, the foundation could look wrong for you. I did one live where I did half my face, I sprayed it the correct way, and the other half I sprayed too hard with the same color, and you could tell a difference. The one I sprayed too hard looked orange and looked wrong, and the other side looked perfect. And so that's what I'm saying. It's oh, Terry, are you at a safe? Are you safe where you're at? Yeah, we need to keep all those Florida people in our prayers. Now look, I'm just making those passes. I'm not hurrying. I feel like there's a hair on me, so I'm like using the air to get it. Yeah, even so, this one's gonna go out. Even if you like full coverage, let's see if we get a little more out of it. Even if you like full coverage, you're again, yes, Lori, you're going to make light passes. So I got luckily, before it conked out on me, I got the coverage that I wanted. Now I'm going to charge my bad boy, and then I'll clean him. Put my little charger in. All right. So I have the look that I want. Now I can go in, and I'm going to go in with my Cut 1 palette and do a little bit of contouring. Oh, wow. That is, I'm in Texas or Houston, so we deal with hurricanes as well. Does more light passes equal full coverage? Yes. Andrea, great way to say that. You can do 100 passes. Well, maybe not 100, but you can do as many passes as you need to get the coverage. Just make them light. So light passes, because I don't even like to say layers, because that's not how airbrush makeup goes on, but it's light passes gives you the coverage. Okay, so you just keep going until you've got it. All right, so now I'm going to go in with a little bit of optics, highlight and strobe, and do a little shum right there. Ooh, now might be a little bit too much, so I'm gonna. That's okay. Terry's like, I'm not brave enough to do the eye makeup, and that's fine. Don't. That's why I'm telling you guys, get airbrushing down, get the foundation down. Once you are comfortable and you know that position and you know the ins and outs of it, and it's going to take you a couple of days. I'm not saying, oh, do this for 65 days straight and you'll get it down. No, practice how I just told you to practice. Do that. Then I wanted some lips real quick. Practice how I told you to practice. Do that a few times and you'll have it down. If there is a day that you have and you can airbrush and mess up, like seriously mess up on it, like just have fun with it, guess what? That's going to help you learn. That's going to help you learn. Mess up. What happens if I do pull down all the way? Oh my gosh. Okay, now I understand. Just play with it. Just have fun with it. Guys, think of it as, you know, when you're growing up and you wanted to start wearing makeup, what'd you do? You went, if your mom wore makeup, you went to your mom's bathroom and played with it. You started adding it and put it on and doing all the stuff, right? Think of it that way. You had fun with it, right? Probably the first time that I wore lipstick we played Cowboys and Indians, which is, I know is not politically correct now. But when I was growing up, it was okay. But we would put like our red lines of lipstick on our face. And that's just, it's experiencing it. It's learning it. I'm gonna do a little bit of liner. And do it that way. And then I'm going to put a little bit of some nude lip. Yeah, I mean, when you go, okay, another way of thinking about it. When you go and do like have a new job, you are immersed in it, right? You jump in both feet, you're learning everything there is to know, but you still pick up stuff along the way. It's exactly how airbrush makeup works. Every time you have this guy in your hand, you're going to learn. You'll be learning something. So use it 7 days in a row. I promise you, you'll be better at it than you were on the first day. So have fun with it. Guys, it's makeup. It's makeup. We're not solving world's problems. It's makeup. You screw up, wash it off. Wash it off. It doesn't matter. All right. Easy enough. All right, guys. Oh, thank you, Terry. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Oh, Christina, use the flat bronzer, the matte one, for contouring. I love it. You can also contour before putting on the foundation. So if I contour with the matte bronzer, I'll do that. And then I'll do contouring, blush, and then do the foundation over that. So if you do it that way, chances are you don't need as much foundation either. All right. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. So good to see everyone. Love it. And hey, we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you then. All right. Bye for now.